Now we're live. Now we're probably live, actually, in all the 3 places at the same time. So, streaming on YouTube, streaming on Twitch, streaming on my Discord channel. So if you've not seen the Discord channel, in fact, I don't think there's a link in the description. But I'm sure you'll be able to find one if you look hard enough. My Twitter handle definitely has it, so you can find it there. But yes, in fact, I might be able to just drop a link in the chat. Can I do that? Right. We'll do that another time. Because I can't remember what the permanent link is. Anyway. Yeah, so today we're going to be carrying on with assembly of the V-minion. Yes, it's sponsored, by the way, just so you know, by Rat Rig, and kind of by me, because I made a PCB thing, which is, well, it sold out the first whole load of pre-orders. We had loads and they all went. So, thank you, James. Discord link has just appeared in the chat, in YouTube chat, if you want to join the Discord channel. Yes, the PCB, there's a second batch now on pre-order. Excuse me. It's 4 times the size of the original batch. I've not actually purchased the parts to fulfill that batch yet, so they will be delayed compared to the first batch, but it still shouldn't be a problem. This is how companies normally do pre-orders. So, yes. Quite exciting. Very happy that it was so popular first time round. There'll be a video coming on it for more details at a later time. I also decided to do some packaging testing. So I printed a label to make sure I can print labels effectively, and filled a bag full of stuff, sealed it up, and then threw it around and stamped on it. Because, you know, that's how deliveries get done these days. You throw it and stamp on it until it reaches the door of the recipient. And I mean, the packaging is damaged and the plastic bag is a little bit worse for wear. But everything inside seems to be absolutely fine. The PCB isn't damaged, so I reckon we're good to go on that. I am going to be using the PCB during this build. That is the plan. I might have to use the prototype version though, rather than the production version, because it might not arrive in time with all the parts. In fact, it probably won't, because I'm pretty close to it already. So it might not be the best demo, but the whole concept and stuff should be basically the same. If all the stars align and everything goes really well, we'll have the PCB, the full kit, and the harness to do as well. But we might not. We'll see. And let's just pop out this chat so I can actually... It's difficult to monitor multiple different chats all at the same time. Oh, that's maybe the best we can get. Why build a printer and do a build guide on a machine that no one can purchase? What do you mean no one can purchase? Are they all out of stock at the moment? They were not out of stock when I started the build, but I'm guessing people have bought them all, so it's gone out of stock again. If you sign up for the notifications, and obviously don't forget to use my voucher code, then you'll get some money off as well. It will be available, if not at the moment. They're just not doing pre-orders, because with the V-Core 3, I think quite a few customers were unhappy with the time it took between them making a pre-order and then receiving the product, so they're just not doing pre-orders. They're still buying all the parts, they make a big batch, they get them ready to ship, then they put them online to be sold, and then everyone can buy them and they ship immediately. I don't know if that's the exact process, but that's basically what they're doing instead. So no pre-orders, you buy when it's in stock. Oh, they've definitely been around for months. Maybe you're looking in the wrong place. They've definitely been in stock very recently, so. If there's none in stock now, then they have just all sold out, maybe as a result of me starting this. I don't know. But we did our best. So, last time we did this whole Y carriage, which turned out rather well. I did have to have a blue part for the belt carrier because I hadn't printed one. So that's done now. I've also put a improved part. Well, I updated my design very, very slightly to fit a little bit better for this ABS style parts. They're all slightly modified just to be a little bit easier to print with ABS. Where are they sent from? USA. Which my stuff is not USA. Rat Rig is Portugal. So all European based. So the plan for today, there we go, is, well, carrying on. So frame, Z-axis, Y-axis, carriage, and then X-axis assembly. So this is what we're going to be doing. Well, it's definitely what we're going to be starting with. I don't know how far we'll get. We should finish this and we should manage the spool holder. We might start EVA. I'm kind of hoping we'll be able to do EVA 3.0, which I obviously haven't printed the parts for because it isn't released yet. But I also don't want to rush the design in order to meet this, and I don't want to hold this up in order to do that. So when we get there, we'll do it. If we end up doing the current EVA, then that's what we'll do. If we can use EVA 3.0, then we'll do that. So yeah, we'll do X-axis assembly. So as before, we're just going to start by getting all the bits together that we need. I do like how they do that. It does really help, because if you're just adding bits and you miss a step, you don't realize that you've missed it. Whereas when you get a whole kit of parts together, if you get to the end of the assembly steps and you're like, well, I've got 3 screws left, then you know that you missed part of this step and you can go back and look for what you missed. Obviously, you could argue that if you forget to get the bits out in the first place, then you're going to miss them anyway. But a checklist is normally a bit easier to follow than a list of instructions. So let's get going. So X-axis, we're going to need this linear rail, 362mm piece of 2020 extrusion, the V-minion X plate. Is this an X plate? It's an odd name, presumably it was more X-shaped at one point. A question about the divider PCB. I understand it mounts on the printer and corrals the various wires into 2 larger cables, but what happens on the other end at the electronics enclosure? So at the electronics closure, it's just wires. You just put it straight in. So you basically end up with an electronics closure with a big long thing sticking out of it, which you can then obviously like wrap up and hold to the enclosure. And then the printer is just finishes at the PCB. It's possible, although I've not tested it, to have 2 PCBs and have one at each end. I know there are a couple of people, well, at least one person is doing that. It's not necessarily designed to work that way, but there's no logic on the PCB that would prevent that from being done. So if that's what you want to do, and then you have a cable that you can remove easily, or a few cables that you can remove easily from both ends, then you can do that. You just order 2 PCBs instead of 1. Even the product page says out of stock now. So yeah, we're doing a live stream on a printer that's out of stock. It's kind of weird, isn't it? Because now you can't use my affiliate code. Bit of a bummer, hey? Oh well. Hopefully you can remember to use it when it does pop up. So 2 M3 Nalock nuts. Oh. Have I used nylock nuts where I was not supposed to use them because I don't seem to have any more. I've just got normal nuts. That's empty. That's screws, 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 idler pulleys, spacers, hammer nuts, spares, so it might be in there. These screws are all, these nuts rather, are all plain hex nuts. Screws, and then M5 hex nuts. I probably used them where I didn't need to, so I'm going to grab some additional ones because I have some in stock. How long will I be streaming? Probably a couple of hours is the plan. We'll see how we get to. It might be shorter than that. If I hear back from Pavel on ever being very close, then I'll need to move over to printing the parts for that instead of streaming. But if that's not close, then we might start doing the ever assembly today as well. I don't have ages, I've got something else on later, but that's not for another few hours yet, so we've got plenty of time to do quite a bit. 2020. Oh, square T-nuts. .2020 drop-in T-nuts, M5, 1, 2, 2 M5, 4 M3 by 8 screws, five M5 by 10 cap-head screws, cap-head screws, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, an X-gantry end cap printed part. So my X-gantry end cap printed part is a little bit different to the original. Mine's only got some sides. It's basically just an aesthetic part anyway, so it doesn't really matter. It just makes it a bit easier to print, and you can print it in a slightly different orientation, which also helpeth. So let's switch to just this view now. And we'll start getting this onto here. So it looks like this first. Should have got myself some water. I end up babbling a lot. So V-minion X plate, screw that on there, screw those in there. So it says to screw that on there and then screw the things in, but I'm going to screw the things in and then put it on, because that seems like a better idea to me. So 1, 2, 3 of those in there. This, and this goes on here, and we put the screws in here. No mention of washers or any nylock nuts or anything. I mean like washers or thread locker, that's what I mean. These screws also seem quite long for this. Hopefully this will go in all right. And this. There we go, that's that plate on. Now that looks like it's going to line up nicely for this rail. So we slide the rail on and it goes flush to the end. Hopefully. Probably. Like so. So you get quite a lot of wibble wobble with this. Let's start turning it up and see if that improves. Well, it will improve. We just want to try and make it as square to the bed as we can. One way to do that might be to have some spaces in here. What we've got is jigs that we've already used. If we've got two things that are the same thickness, that doesn't quite. So this would work, but it's not quite thick enough. So we have these as well. We put that on there, and that on there, and then apply a force here. That'll then be, it won't be perfect, but it'll be fairly perpendicular to the bed. Or parallel to the bed is what I mean. That looks good. Can't see Twitch chat today, unfortunately. Symbol the axis end cap. Should we have the instructions open? I never know when to or not. Feels like it takes up too much of the screen. So I only need one of these on mine. Oops, daisy. Oops, daisy. It's going to be much easier to put that nut on this version than that one as well, which is good. Get this in here. We might need a longer M3 screw to help pull this through. Move it slightly and pull. There you go. That's those stuffed in there nicely. Spare screws. Oh, I didn't make this flush. I spent so much time trying to get the. Going to need my jig pieces out here. So much time trying to get it square to the bed, I forgot to make it the right length. I think what they're doing with this printer is going the Prusa route. I mean, the Mark III, the Prusa Mini don't have any bed leveling mechanics on them. You have to assemble it and then use the probe to compensate for anything that's not quite square. And I think given the rigidity of the frame, the assembly method's it's quite easy to get square. I should think it shouldn't be too bad. But, you know, you never know. I think that should go on there like so. Oh, I've just done that whole thing without anyone being able to see anything. That's right. Yeah, so this end would always be open, but mine has the bottom open as well, which I think is absolutely fine. Z-axis lead screw and cable management parts. So we have one lead screw, an anti-backlash nut block, one of those, M5 by 15 low profile cap head screw, two 2020 drop-in T-nut M5, one 250 lead screw, two M3 by 12 cap head screw. Install the M4 grub screw into the anti-backlash nut block as shown. Stop turning the grub screw when it touches the bottom part of the nut block. Secure the grub screw by installing the M4 nut as shown. I don't think they had any instructions for this in the V-Core 3. Said 10:30. Oh no! How did I manage that? Should have said 3 o'clock. Apologies to everyone who's going to turn up and expect it to be live. Oh, mistakes were made again. You think live stream would just be easy, wouldn't you? But it's just not. Excuse me, especially with everything else going on, eh? So that's a nut block. The new V-Core 3 menu has been updated to include backlash setup. Does it assemble the frame the other way? That's the important thing. Do they assemble the frame with the rail bits first? Because that was the biggest poo-poo in the main menu in the first manual. And we need the lead screw. let's do what the manual says and assemble this first and then put this on afterwards. I'm not sure it's going to help much, but we'll give it a go. On the way. So we'll put this, jimmy this in here. Now that in its original position is not going to line up, I'm sure. But so I'm going to try and do some alignment now. So loosening those. And then I made these jigs, should slot in here. Oopsie daisy. Yeah, see, that's not going to go on. It's not very easy to open that nut block. I want it a little bit open so it can rotate in its position. This is not quite fitting up to the 3D CAD model very well. There's about maybe 0.5 to 1 millimeter space in between these two pieces, which I mean we could do, I mean just adjusting the jig would help, but it hopefully that'll work. Might not be perfect. Now you do want to lubricate this. I think I've made the mistake previously of thinking that Delrin is a self-lubricating material, and it's not. It has a low coefficient of friction, which means stuff slides on it easily. But you do still need to lubricate it. Especially if you're going to have it moving super fast. That's probably overkill, but better to have too much than too little. Oh, that's a bit weird. You can totally break that, can't you? Assembling the frame and then adding the rails to it is fine, but it's the actual order of assembly of the frame. The parts of the frame which need to have the rails fitted are the most important part to have square, so you want to assemble them first and get those square and then just put all the other stuff on top of it. Oh yeah, and the Rat Rig thing I put 3:30 rather than 3 o'clock. I don't know how I managed to make that mistake. Let's fix my mistake retroactively. 15:00. There we go, now it says 3 PM. Fixed! There we go, what's wrong with that? It says 3 PM, why were you here at 3:30? Tap, tap, tap. Okay, cool, that's pretty good. All lubed up. Do the aligny. X-axis wire holder. I didn't get that STL out, did I? STL? Printed part. It's no longer an STL once printed, obviously. X-axis motor parts. We need X motor cage printed part, presumably is this piece, which I do quite like the look of for some reason. It's just quite cool. A number 14 stipple motor. Three M5x10 cap head screws. Easy to leave once you've got the power on. Yeah, that's probably true because you can just move it easily, but there you go, I've done it now. 2020 square T-nut. 3 of those. 4 M3x8 screws. One 20-tooth timing pulley. Assemble X-axis motor part. So those two on there, and then by the looks of it, we've got the other one on the other side. When does it tell you to put the pulley on the motor? Do that. Do those. Stick that in there. 22's pulley. Position the timing pulley as shown. Do not fully tighten the grub screw yet as the alignment will be... Okay. So we just draw. It's going to be pretty tight. There's not the D flat part on the shaft is not that long, and the grub screw is quite close to the end, so hopefully there's going to be enough room on that to be able to align it where we want to. And then get that way and that way up, and that way up. And then M3x8 cabbage screws. I don't know why there's not longer screws. It'd be nice to have some long screws here. Ah, that's what the holes at the side are for. These holes, oh, those ones probably for the belt then, and that one's for adjusting the nut. Belt, nut. Install the X motor. Slide it down the rail. Better reliability. I have no idea. I've not even finished building it yet. Reliability is only something you can test in the long term with a number of machines, really. Am I doing this? I've actually no idea if I'm putting that on the right way up. Can't really see. Yeah, you can see that kind of lumpy part at the top. Shoop. It's quite satisfying. Aha, linear rails. So we're back to doing cleaning and greasing on rails, because I only did the one rail before, the two rails, large rails before. Now we must do the other rail. Hopefully we have enough blue paper to do this rail. I have ordered some more, but I'm running low. So the plan will be not to fully degrease them, but to wipe them down. Hi Simon. No worries for missing it at the start, that doesn't matter. Yes, we've done a bit of a weird time today. I wish I had a set stream schedule, but unfortunately I don't. What are we looking for? Linear rail. Here it is. Oh, weird. I'll double, triple check again with mine, but I'm sure I printed out the right scale. I'll see if I can manage to do the same thing and replicate the results. What program are you using to create the PDF? Also the actual, so the PDF is created from Fusion 360, is it? So although I've wiped all the oil off here, you do need to make sure there is oil on these rails once you've finished. They are high carbon steel rather than stainless steel, so they will rust if they don't have anything protecting them. So some oil, some grease, something does need to be on them. Don't leave them shiny clean. I bought these gloves a long time ago, so they were cheap at the time. I bought these like 2,000 gloves or something way before COVID. And I'm guessing their price has gone up since then. So I'm going to be taking a look inside. We want to make sure that the rail is even. It's quite a good one, this actually. It's very even along the whole length. So carefully remove the garage. Bit gritty. Gritty? Greasy? It's very greasy, bit gritty. Not gritty, just rough. So we could potentially see if we can just force grease in the end of these ones. In classic fashion, I've lubricated it in a way that you can't see anything. I wish there was a way I could get an alert and you all just like slam a button when the camera's not pointing in the right direction. It's so difficult for me to keep track of for some reason. So if I push this in here, you should see grease pop out these parts here. Takes a little bit of time. There you go, loads come out now. Is that high wind? No. High wind rails are very, very expensive. What extruder does this use? Never seen that one in the printed parts. Is it a Sherpa? Well, so the Rat rigs all use a what do you call it? It's like a modular carriage system called Ever, which allows you to fit multiple different hot ends, extruders, basically whatever you like of the high performance selection. So it comes with, as the very default basic kit, comes with a Bondtech LGX Lite. But if you look at the Ever website, you'll see there's lots of other things that you could choose if you wanted to. So we've got this linear rail, M3x8 screws. I don't know if I printed a jig. Come on. Can't get into these bags. I'm just going to cut the top off, sod it. How many? 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't know why I didn't cut the bags off earlier. Cut the tips off. And we're going to need these as well. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oops. Because it's definitely 6 times more difficult to do with gloves on, because it just makes the oiliness extra slippery. Slippery, slippery, slippery. HG25 rails. Drop a 25 mil one on your foot, that's going to hurt, isn't it? How do you find the Algex light on your V0? I've just installed one on my V0 with umbilical PCBs. It's been really good. Obviously, I used it for the speed benching. It's been good with that. It's been good on like a couple of little things that I've printed on it since. I do like that the tension is fixed. I've not tested it with extrusion force to test if it's, or the filament. I have a magical filament sensor to make sure that it's actually gripping the right amount, to get the right amount of, I suppose it doesn't matter what the amount is because you can just calibrate it, but yeah, having a fixed fixed tension is good. I do need to test it for having the issue that dual drive gear systems have from my recent video. I suspect it may avoid it because the gears are larger, but I'm not sure. This is probably a little bit overkill on the number of screws, to be honest. I feel like you could probably get away with fewer. Right, I think that's, I'm going to call that done. Super oily and ready to go. Are you talking for the V-minion? Because at the moment, I'm pretty sure it's full kit and mechanical kit, which are the two kits that were available from the start and will continue to be. And then I think the electronics kit is coming. Oh, let's not do that, eh? Did they change the purchase options? Full kit and mechanical kit. That's about what I expected to see. Oh, it looks like a summary of what's included in electronics case bundle. Full kit. Yeah, I don't know if they're going to sell electronics bundle separately. I'm guessing maybe they're not going to bother with the electronics kit standalone. Electronics kit on its own does seem a weird option, because that's the bit that people are most likely to customize, I'd have thought. Full kit makes sense, mechanical kit makes sense, and maybe include like the bed heater with the mechanical kit. I think they do. Other than that, I think it's probably no reason to go with anything else. Do I have jigs for this? I should do, but I might not do, because I think I thought of a thing and then I thought I didn't need them, and I thought I didn't. I might have no jigs for this. That's not going to be any good, is it? I keep forgetting things. Don't think I have any. Just wondering if I have jigs from another build that are the same rail and thing sizes. I don't think I do. Oh, Adam, you fool. So, first things first is to get this up on the rail. And I've already taken the gloves off, so I don't want to get this too much on my fingers. Yeah, it does really need a (20x20) jig off the V-Core 3. Is that a MGN12 rail as well? Trouble is, sometimes I get rid of the parts that I'm then not using, or feel like I might not use. Or I might have kept them. No, I've got... no. Alignment jig for the lead screws. I've got half a metric ton of V0 parts, but none of those use big rails. I have my old Rat Rig parts, the original. I wonder if I put them in here. Parts from the V-Core 3. Before I replaced them. I don't think there's going to be jigs in here though for some reason. Just put the see through this bag. This is very different green, isn't it? I think this was original Rat Rig green. I'm pretty sure these are original parts. Oh no, these feel heavier. Did I reprint these? Because that's the new green. No, these look like Rat Rig parts. They just changed their green quite a lot. That's not going to work. Oh no, this can't be. That's not original, is it? That is original. I have no idea. No jigs in there though, really, so well, that's a bummer. We'll do it the manual way, I guess. By measuring. We'll see how long it takes me this way. Oh. Where's alignment? Here. Okay, we'll do some other bits first then. Pulley, idler. Square things. Stick on. Bag of tiny pieces. M5 by 10. One M5 by 25. Is that this? Yes, I think so. And then the end piece, which looks like this. No, neither of them ship with jigs. Any jigs that you want, you have to make yourself. Or buy from other people that are selling them, I guess. So we've got to get this in. This is always a difficult bit. Shiminies. Ooh. Got my tweezers though. Ooh, even with tweezers is not very easy. There we go. And presumably we put these square nuts in here. I don't know why we need 4. Okay. It's just going to make getting it into the rail particularly difficult, probably. Did it have a V-core? I don't remember having... If it did, then I'd probably have it. It would be here, wouldn't it? Unless I got rid of it or broke it by accident. I don't know. Well, good on them for sending jigs. But yeah, there's none with this. So that's that with loads of nuts crammed on the end of it. Oh, this actually, okay, it doesn't say put them all in, so this might be quite difficult. Oh, hang on, not that way around though. Yep, that's not going in. See if I can perform this magic trick. Yep, I give up. So we followed the instructions. Put that one in there, and that one upside down in the bottom side. And then we only have 2 nuts to align on the way in. Still not easy. There we go, reasonably easy. And there, and there. Can't see which is the right way. Oh, no, didn't want to do that. Oh, where'd the screw go? Yep, 4 bolts I think is overkill too. But there you go. So rear alignment. So let me do that. So what's that gap size? 4 millimeters. So what I'm going to do, oh, the display's a bit broken. Set the calipers to 4 millimeters. somewhere around 4mm. And then we do one end. And do the other end. Now, as long as we're close enough, we can do the old calibration flour, get rid of any skew that way. I've forgotten to do the sponsor segments. I'm a terrible person. The V-minion by Rat Rig is an open source Cartesian bed slinger style 3D printed kit with ambitions of high performance at a reasonable cost. The 180mm cube build volume is achieved with rigid 3060 black anodized aluminium extrusion with MGN15 and MGN12 high carbon steel linear rails handling the motion. Clipper controls the whole thing, which you can set up easily thanks to RatOS, a pre-configured Raspberry Pi image whose main goal is to make Clipper as easy as possible. Many high quality and popular branded components are used, such as the Bondtech LGX Lite, Fater's Dragonfly hot end, Kinovo bed heater, LDO motors, and of course the Big Tree Tech SKR2 control board. The 5mm cast aluminium bed ensures even heating, the flexible surface helps with print removal, and the ever modular carriage gives you hot end and extruder options if you want to customize your machine. You can buy your full kit with a €12 discount or a mechanical kit with an €8 discount via the link and voucher codes in the description. Just enter the codes at the basket before checkout, and this helps support the channel too. The divider PCB is a wiring mod for the Rat Rig V-minion, designed by me to allow easier separation of the minion from its electronics controller box. This is ideal for those looking to enclose, move, or just tidy up their machine. It comes as a DIY kit with everything included except for the wires. There's a written assembly manual to help you get everything correct, an assembly jig to make the soldering job as easy and mistake-free as possible, and an enclosure for mounting. You'll also be pleased to know it's compatible with the Squirrel Brain drag trains mod too. You can order via the link in the video description. Right. That's looking reasonably good. Happy, happy, happy. Eee. No, oh, thank you. Then push the X-axis motor as shown. It should be flush with the end of the linear rail, which we've done. And then we tighten that, I guess. Same ones in the bottom. Alright, doing the right way though. Squeak. Is that the camera's not pointing at the right thing? Oh, no, that was that squeak. That was what you were squeaking at. Oh, camera's focusing on the wrong thing now. Prepare the Z-axis cap, which I've kind of already done. Mine's already fitted. Spool holder. Oh, does RatOS work with other electronics? So yeah, there are multiple supported control boards and printer configurations. In theory, there's no reason why it couldn't be used for other printers, but obviously the main point of it is to make that configuration very, very easy. So it only really works and is worthwhile if your entire printer is fully configured within Rat OS. So you need good support from the printer, so when it's on like V-minion, V-Core 3, and they know all the different configurations, that's when you get the most out of Rat OS. Until there's like good collaboration with other printer manufacturers to have that level of support and integration and knowledge of different possible components and configurations, then it's less effective on other systems, but there's no reason why it can't work, because it's just sort of a helper, really. It's not a fundamental like level. It's really still Clipper. It's just Rat OS is like a pre-configured helping version. So next step is to do a bit of spool holder assembly. I imagine this won't take very long. At which point we've completed the objectives for today. But we might do a bit more. We need those, we need that. What else do we need? Some tinted parts. We need that. We need that. We need that. And then we need, looks like these. Four M6x14. Oh, excuse me. Those look like M6. The smaller ones. Oh yeah, 4 M6x14, that's right. T-nut M6. Two M5x10 cap-head screw. You can tell we're getting close to the end of the build because we're getting to the end of all the bags of screws. Two 30-30 drop-in T-nut M5. One. Only has one. Spares. There's none in spares. Can't have used those wrong, have I? Well, one's probably fine. There's that and that. Assemble it straight onto the print. Oh, squeaky, squeaky. It's not. Why is it not turning? I don't know why it insists you assemble it in this weird way. Assembling it onto the printer. Why not assemble the whole bracket thing first and then put it onto the printer? Is it just where it's... Ah. Stupid. Don't do this. Let's do this the sensible way. Assemble onto the table. These countersink brackets are going to twist quite a lot, probably because friction. Oh my goodness. You just twist it and it just does this. I can't grip it enough to make it do anything else. I don't know why this is... Oh, this is a horrible noise. There's loads of friction between the bracket and the screw. It doesn't even turn properly. That'll do. No, the screw's not too long. It's the head. It's the countersink head on the bracket, not the other end. Oh, that noise is horrendous. I mean, no likey. No. Oh, these should just be printed brackets. Please, for the love of God, we're making printed brackets. They don't need to be steel. Oh no. Oh, this is the worst. Oh, I don't like this at all. I really don't. The screw's like jammed in here. That's how tight this is. Look, nothing holding it in. Just screw. And it doesn't... Ah, puts my teeth right on edge. Ooh. These, just making printed brackets. They don't need to be anything like this. And then they'd work much better, and you could probably even just use the same screws that you've used elsewhere on the printer. No. Definitely not coating. Making printed parts. Printed parts, please. They don't need to be these weird, funky, annoying countersink brackets. Oh, I'd give up. Can it just work with one? No, it's going to twist. Oh, these are not... Sorry, but these are really not good. These are pretty shocking. Everything else has been fine. These are just, no. Just no. Please make it stop. You can't dynamite. Oh, they just jam against themselves. They just don't work. How has everyone else done it? Got really lucky? The brackets aren't even freaking square, so. There we go, we made it. Oh. Please, 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 printed brackets. Oh, I forgot to put the end caps on. Well, that's not going to work, is it? I was looking for the wrong type of nut, that's why that's not going to work. And these are 30-30 ones. Here we go. There's two as well, which cements that I was having the wrong pieces before. We also need some PTFE with this, I believe. Oh, they don't mention it. PTFE, that's what these slots are for, right? Is there not enough included? This is weird, like see-through PTFE tube. Oh, it's really thin. I suppose that's alright for just feed tube. This wants some extra PTFE for these. Optional according to who? I've mangled the end a little bit, but there you go. You're just pushing some tubes, cut them out the end. I would disagree with them being optional, because you're going to have a lot of friction on this, aren't you, if you don't put those on. I understand, like, business-wise, maybe they're optional, considered optional, but for anyone assembling it, I would suggest that you get them. PTFE makes a big difference. And then we're on to Ever. In a second. The V-minion by Rat Rig is an open source Cartesian bed slinger style 3D printed kit with ambitions of high performance at a reasonable cost. The 180mm cube build volume is achieved with rigid 3060 black anodized aluminium extrusion with MGN15 and MGN12 high carbon steel linear rails handling the motion. Clipper controls the whole thing, which you can set up easily thanks to RatOS, a pre-configured Raspberry Pi image whose main goal is to make Clipper as easy as possible. Many high quality and popular branded components are used, such as the Bontech LGX Lite, Fater's Dragonfly hot end, Kinovo bed heater, LDO motors, and of course the Big Tree Tech SKR2 control board. The 5mm cast aluminium bed ensures even heating, the flexible surface helps with print removal, and the Ever modular carriage gives you hot end and extruder options if you want to customize your machine. You can buy your full kit with a €12 discount or a mechanical kit with an €8 discount via the link and voucher codes in the description. Just enter the codes at the basket before checkout, and this helps support the channel too. The Divider PCB is the rest of the ad segment, which I'm not playing because I don't really need to. You can find out links in the video description. This was some shipping testing. I packaged all the bits we need, stuffed them in a package, and then stomped on it and threw it around to see if it survives. Good news is, it seems to be well. So hopefully everything should get to you, said purchaser, customer, viewer, whoever you like to call it, all in one piece with nothing broken, nothing damaged, nothing scratched. So, like, I've just tested that cardboard spool thing and it doesn't fit. This is the widest spool that I know of. Cardboard spools, and I'm using them pretty much exclusively now. Pretty much. Not entirely yet, but I'm getting there. But it's kind of annoying that it don't fit. Because it is just a few millimeter. I mean, the plastic piece is actually wide enough. All you'd need to do is just modify the ends a little bit so you get more of the PTFE available and less of the plastic. I mean, you could even hang the plastic bit off the end slightly to match the end cap, and that would then fit. Okay. Are we going to start Ever today? I don't know. I've not heard from Pavel to see if I should wait for V3 or not. Because if we stop now and it's ready before the next stream, it could be okay. Tell you what, I'll do it for free. I'll do it now, shall I? We've got 20 minutes. I'm going to modify the spool holder so it fits on here nicely and can accommodate this spool. And then we'll see. Oh, Pavel is here. I was just, so Pavel, I'm at the stage now where I could start Ever. But if 3 is close enough, you don't have to tell me in the live chat, you can tell me separately if you like. I'm gonna, I think, finish off this stream by redesigning the spool holder to accommodate different sizes. Let's just check that I'm not going to. In fact, I'll do a little be right back because I've got to sign into Autodesk. I'll be back in a second. If I can find the be right back. So here we go. Fusion 360 is running a little bit slow because I'm streaming at the same time and running out of RAM because this computer's getting pretty old now. Considering how important it is, you'd think I'd be able to get a better computer. So, first let me try and find the thing. I know you can't see it yet. I just don't want to be showing off all the other projects and stuff that I'm working on. So, second screen. Nice. So what we're going to do is take this. This is going to be super slow, I think. I think the camera and stuff's lagging as well. The music seems to have stopped. Oh, missed it. So save copy as, and we'll save it in my modified parts. I can't remember exactly what. Ow! Oh, that hurt. Oh. Dimensions of this thing is. Looks like we need 80 millimeters. So what have we got now? Oh, let's change this. And we'll capture the design history. And I'm going to copy the body as well because I like to keep the original one. So we now have the original one, and this will be the modified one. That gives us a really quick way to just compare them as we design. So I'm going to delete this overhang. So this should be, I think, 67 millimeters. .5. That's the open end. How far does that go? That's 5 millimeters from the end, so we can move this lot. So, ooh, generate. Hopefully, I'm not showing any beta features here. I'm not. They put this new feature in that I've not seen before. Faces. So we want to move this, 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 and this. And this, and we're going to move them. Oh, come on, why not? it doesn't like moving that face. That's annoying. Then we shall do it another way. This is some pretty dirty modelling, but there you go. Split this body with this tool. Choppy chop. So to get from 66.5 to 80, we want to move it. Right, before we do that, can we... Let's just move it an arbitrary amount to begin with, so we've got our feature in here. Before we do that, I'm going to remove these because that's going to make it easier, and we'll add them in again later. Easier to move this in. Oh, that still gives us 1 millimeter from there to there, which is not a lot. We kind of want 1.2 really, so let's move it. There. It's only 4.5, need a bit more, so we'll do the same this end. Yeah, it's like the dirtiest way of modelling. Nobody ever do this. This is like, if you just want to modify stuff but don't care about how it's done. So we need an extra, why can't I do that maths? 5.5 millimeters. We're also going to try and move these holes a bit, so we'll delete these because that might make it a bit difficult. Ooh, that was weird. So we've got the original. If we move R1, and move it back. So it's not quite how I wanted it. It's going to hang off the end a bit. Unless we can, I want to make these steeper. Oh, that could work. I don't think it's going to like that really. Okay, that's kind of weird, but that's fine. How much longer is it? 5.7 millimeters longer. How can we cut that down? I know what we can do. Instead of making the ends, what was it? 5.7. So we need 5.7 over 2, whatever that is, off each end. Looks a bit weird, but I've not been watching any of chat, so if we move it, there we go. Now it's the same length as the original. That gives us a bit more space for the filament. I just hope the tube has got enough space to hold in these things at the end, because it might not. How much extra room can we have for this? An extra 2.5 millimeters. So let's make the most of that. That gives us a bit of extra breathing room at the ends. Oh, that's the original, so I'm not going to modify my original one, but I have a modified. Make sure I can stick all the changes on. See you, Pavel. Thanks for dropping in. I'll just use a joint instead. It's easier than moving it around. Stick a joint in here, match the middle of that to that, that'll do. mind. Wrong base. Oh no, this is going well. This one here. And this one here. Good. Let's start again. Move this to here. Thank you. Beautiful. Fits right in. Export that, and I'll export an STL, save as mesh. And I'll upload those to GitHub afterwards. But for now, I think we're good and done. So that spool holder will be printed for next time, hopefully. And next time we'll also be able to get on with Ever, the modular carriage system. So that's all very exciting too. Hopefully, if there's no more questions now, we'll be good to go. No. Made it to 2 hours. Don't forget to buy your V-minion PCB, the divider PCB mod. And if you're going to get, well, obviously you can't right now if you're watching this live because they're out of stock. But hopefully soon, Rat Rig will be back in stock. Well, it says end of April or something. So you might want to jot the code down, the voucher code, onto like a little post-it, put it on your screen or something. So when you get that notification that they're back in stock, you'll be able to use that code and get yourself a neat little discount. And it helps me too, so I'd be very thankful if you do that. Right, thank you very much everyone. Hopefully it was useful for those following along, and I shall see you in the next one.